this new year and the just ended Christmas holidays. We enter this year, 2021, having experienced the transforming effects of the COVID-19 pandemic and recently the anticipated impact of Cyclone Shelley. The memories of Cyclone Idai helped us to thoroughly prepare for the worst, but fate would have it otherwise. The cyclone on landfall downgraded to a tropical storm and further to a depression. We are fortunate that we have largely been spared a devastating natural catastrophe presented us by the weather phenomenon, Cyclone Shelley. There has been no reports of lives lost, save for infrastructure damages that include roads, culverts and bridges, which will certainly be attended to urgently. Let me take this opportunity to appreciate the vigilance of all and sundry, and especially the National Civil Protection Arms, for their sterling efforts of preparedness and keeping the nation informed of the progression of the cyclone. My fellow Zimbabweans, yesterday the Minister of Health and Child Care, through its minister and my colleague, the Honorable Vice President General retired Dr. C.G.D. Shiwenga, issued a statement spelling out a raft of measures strengthening the nation's vigilance in the face of the surge of COVID-19, which we have to religiously adhere to. Experience has taught us that preventive measures are important in the fight against such an epidemic. I appreciate fellow compatriots, as a matter of fact, that the dark side of the holidays, besides the traffic carnage on our roads, has been the surge of the COVID-19 infections. Within the past week, the nation has sadly recorded 1,342 COVID-19 cases and 29 deaths, representing the highest number recorded so far. Yesterday, the 2nd of January 2021, 407 new cases and 8 deaths were reported, and all of which were local infections. We have seen the number of COVID cases and deaths double in 2 months, from 8,374 on the 1st of November 2020 to 14,191 cases to death. I therefore appeal to you fellow Zimbabweans that whilst scientists all over the world are working on a vaccine, it remains imperative that you and I adhere to the measures as stipulated. As government. We exhort government structures to provide and enforce measures that will curtail county and business center points, bus terminals, grind mills, markets and shopping complexes. Further, we enjoin business people or business enterprises to be more vigilant in reducing crowding at all points in line with social distancing protocols. While the generality of our people are disciplined, we appeal particularly to religious organizations, traditional leaders or traditional leadership, business and corporates, civic leadership, households and individuals to take the fight against the COVID scourge as our own fight. At the onset of this fight against COVID-19, in all our meetings held with you individually and severally. We impress upon you the importance of showing leadership in disseminating information on this panel to your constituencies. We urge you once again to vigorously engage the participation of your members to inculcate appropriate behavior change and adherence to protocols. Regrettably, it is worrisome that our people and committees in general do not take the wearing of masks seriously. We therefore urge all leaders to take an active role in enforcing the proper wearing of masks. The virus needs to be fought by us all. In the past lockdowns, we achieved out in controlling the spread of the virus and the unit of deaths. Nevertheless, as leadership, we observe the general laxity and carelessness of people to adhere to the safety protocols. Furthermore, the presentation of an authentic COVID-19 free certificate by some of our citizens has exposed many unassuming people to the disease. Such discrimination is criminal and detrimental to the fabric of society and far removed from own. This is contributing to a safety in the infections we are talking about. Health officials and educational institutions as we continue to enforce stricter protection procedures to ensure the safety of all our citizens. They will strictly enforce adherence to conditions within the stipulated times. Our emphasis in the fight against COVID-19 has always been and will remain prevention and prevention. We are our own service, that is our behavioral change that will take us out of danger. It is important that they get a paradigm shift on behavior. Let those that are infected now be the last as we altogether strive that no one else shall be infected. The objective of zero new infections should be at the core of our ask on prevention. That includes every one of us who is here. While our eyes are still fixed on the achievement of the National Development Strategy, we will not allow our laxity in front of the pandemic to break our resolve to achieve our national goals. We shall still remain focused. The health and safety of the nation will ensure a productive and fruitful economy. We all have a responsibility to adhere to the set guidelines. That is WHO guidelines, World Health Organization guidelines. When we work together against the pandemic, we will save life and ensure a healthy and productive citizenry. Individual compliance in the fight against COVID-19 is critical. Your safety ensures the safety of the next person and thereby a safe nation. Thank you for keeping yourselves and your neighbors safe. Properly wear your mask, wash your hands with soap and water, or sanitize as frequently as is possible. Keep your social distance. Keep your social distance. If you don't need to leave your house, stay at home. By that time, if there is no real reason for you to leave your house, stay at home. Make every decision to move out of your house a matter of life or death. I would like to end my presentation by saying, let's adhere the measures that were announced, enunciated by the Minister of Health and Child Care yesterday. I am aware that there are some people who are saying that they even closing down their filling stations at about 3 o'clock. We would want them to remain open, especially for the agricultural sector. Because if we don't do so, that will impact negatively on the agricultural season. We're blessed to have had good rains this year, and we need to make sure that we have everything that is possible at our disposal to get our people achieve what we want. We don't want to import food anymore. With these few words, I would like to thank you very much, and thank you. God bless you, and God bless Zimbabwe. Thank you. Well, maybe I may take a few questions. I don't know how many they will allow you to ask, since I'm a political animal.
Okay, sir. My name is Blessing Masakaza.
Masakaza, okay.
Yes, from the Daily News.
Yeah.
I have two questions. Like one, are there any measures to cushion the people from the impact of the lockdown measures? I understand most of our people are informal traders. So the lockdown for the 30 days means they will not be able to go out and work for themselves. So are there any measures to cushion them, so people from those from the lockdown measures? Then the second question is, what is going to be done to ensure that there is no congestion or crowdedness at bus terminals or water points? For example, people can go for a week or so without water, and they go to the balls. Large long queues. What is going to be done?
Thank you very much, Masakaza. First and foremost, this is not the first time we're having the lockdown. We had a lockdown, was it in March? And the informal sector you are talking about was catered for, and the same measures are still going to apply. I don't think they are going to be disadvantaged in any way that is different from what obtained then. The second one is the congestion we are talking about. This is the enablers that I'm talking about, that as government institutions, we need to have put in some enablers which we are going to see with that. There are no crowds at bus termini, there are no crowds at boreholes or water points. I addressed that. So those are some of the enablers that we're going to put in as government to make sure that we curtail the spread of the pandemic. I'm done with the Daily News.
My name is Anna Chibana from newszimbabwe.com. As President, I want to know, it seems Zimbabweans generally, they want to enjoy life like this festive season. And we have seen most of them aren't wearing masks, and they are also having parties and all. But we hear the situation is in hospitals is critical. I want to know from you as an authoritative voice, how critical is the situation in terms of ventilated beds in our referral centers and COVID-19 centers around the country? Thank you.
Well, you have asked two questions in one. The first one is that Zimbabweans want to enjoy themselves. You have to choose between enjoyment and death, because we have to be disciplined. When the situation is not, it doesn't allow, there shouldn't be any enjoyment. There shouldn't be merry-making at all. We need to remain home and keep ourselves safe and keep other people safe. Questions of no ventilated beds at the hospital, that is a very technical question. But what I know that we have provided enough, and I don't know about the congestion issue you are talking about, whether it is a congestion that you have witnessed or it is a congestion that you have heard of.
I've heard of it, especially on social media.
Social media, go and verify, and then come and ask me a question specifically saying that I've been there and I saw it. Let's not speculate.
Thank you.
Thank you.